Well, good afternoon. I'm going to be a little bit more calmer, I think, today, just because of my ranting over the weekend, which I think was perfectly justified. And today is going to be a little calmer extension of that, in the sense of a client of mine who lost just under 10% of her body weight in 6 weeks. So the easy way to make that relevant to you is work out your body weight in pounds or kilos, whatever way you do it, and then take 10% off that, and that will give you an idea of the results we got. Now, going back to this point the weekend about sympathy versus solutions, and empowering people to change versus empowering people to feel like victims. Now, the problem is that with effective weight loss coaching, what it's about is giving a person stuff they can do, stuff that they feel is sustainable, and providing them with the right structure to be able to see it through. Okay, so when you come to somebody like myself, I'm working with you, say, one-on-one, what we would do is basically set some goals. We would understand how goals actually work in terms of numbers, which we talk about, and how they're not always effective in terms of numbers. And then what we would then do is we'd work on building some habits for you so you felt empowered and in control. And if those habits are doable and achievable, that's why you get results. And that's why this particular client of mine said thank you. And she was very, very pleased, because we didn't do anything groundbreaking. There wasn't anything magic in there. It was just a nice set of simple strategies that she could follow through on, that I could keep her accountable for. And then, provide her with the right support to get those results. And it's not complicated. And the problem with what came out last week, and I'm going to talk about the other thing that came out last week as well, which was also quite amusing, about telling people it's not their fault, it's not a choice, and all these sort of things, we are cutting off this power we have to help people to make better choices. Because by telling them it's not their decision or not their choice, well, how can we then change their behaviour? Because there's nothing to, if they're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing to correct. That's the key. If they feel like they're doing nothing wrong based on emotion and human irrationality, and those guys out there, you fitness people who are trying to coach people with logic, that's where you're going wrong, because people don't act logically, they act illogically and irrational, because that's what human beings are. So I suggest you study a little bit about human beings first before you go into the exercise and nutrition side. It's going to really help. Anyway, back to my point. So basically, if people don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, how can we give them the tools to change? So when I work with a client, and my client says, my diet's fine, well, clearly it's not, because you won't be overweight. So if I don't challenge that as a coach, that person's going to waste their money. If you come to me and join my group fitness program, and I've had this in the past where people have turned up to training, done really well with the training, but said, John, this isn't working, I'm not losing weight. I'm saying, well, let's talk about your diet. They've struggled because they're not doing the stuff that's needed outside of the fitness to get the results they're looking for. So when a client tells me thank you, all I've done is provided them with a strategy they can stick to, kept them accountable by providing the structure, in this case one-on-one coaching, and then celebrated the results with them. Simple as that. But if I'd have sat there and tried to give them sympathy and said, oh, it's not your fault, you didn't choose to be this way, well, how can we change the behaviours, the choices, if we're telling them they're not choosing to be that way? You see my point? Which is why these articles are written by overweight people a lot of the time, and people who've actually never been fat, because they don't understand that you can't change choices and behaviours unless you first acknowledge that those choices and behaviours are wrong or not in line with where you say you want to be. So that's that for that. So if you're looking for similar results, so if you'd like to understand how you can lose at least a clothing size in 6 weeks, and you're a woman over the age of 40, free trial for the Fit Boy Bootcamp next week. Click the link above or below, depending on where you're watching this. We'll get you in for a whole week's trial, and I'll show you how simple this can be. If you don't fit into that category, or you aren't interested in group fitness, but you do want to get in touch, feel free to contact me via the page or via my profile. And then, if you feel any more benefit from this video, I'd appreciate a like, a share, a comment. That would be great. And let's have a good day, and let's take control of those choices, folks.